Hello, and welcome to our Industry 4.0 educational series sponsored by the Economic Growth Institute at the University of Michigan and the Manufacturing Growth Alliance. I am Stephanie Ludwig, a project manager here at the Institute, and I will be guiding you through the program today. EGI has been working with small to medium-sized manufacturers across the state of Michigan for more than 35 years, and we are thrilled to be here today partnering with MGA to assist in educating our manufacturers on various core technologies of Industry 4.0. Today, our topic will be cybersecurity, and we have Tony Giles, Ria Dansell, Haley Glass from NSF International to present. After the presentation, I will provide some additional information on current opportunities and resources available for manufacturers interested in implementing Industry 4.0 technologies who have facilities located in Southwest Michigan, Northeast Michigan, and the Upper Peninsula. And with that, take it away, Haley.
Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you to the U of M Economic Growth Institute for having us today. Welcome everyone to the Industry 4.0 Initiative, Information Security. I'm pleased to welcome Ria Dansell and Tony Giles as your presenters today. Today, we will review why information security, the importance of cybersecurity in manufacturing, cyber attack prevention, how to implement effective cyber tools, and the top 3 cybersecurity essentials for manufacturers.
Thanks, Haley. So why information security? These statistics may not be surprising given the uptick in cybercrime stories that have made the news lately. Last year, the average cost of a data breach was $3.86 million. This year, the average cost is currently $4.24 million. And we all know that that number is on the rise. Ransomware attacks are projected to cost $6 trillion annually in 2021. And cybercrime is estimated to cost the global economy $10.5 trillion annually by 2025. Now, this statistic was surprising to me, but the majority of breaches in 2019 were actually due to unapplied security patches for already identified vulnerabilities. This was the case with Equifax breach in 2017. Many times the delay is because applications and assets are not included on a comprehensive asset inventory list. So you're not going to patch applications and devices that you don't know about. Phishing, it's still the go-to with a 358% increase. This is successful because it's easily disseminated among a large attack surface. And it takes companies almost 207 days, that's nearly 7 months, to identify a breach.
Thank you, Ria. The importance of cybersecurity when we look in the manufacturing industry. Cybersecurity and manufacturing, top leaders, whether it's the very technical field, software, or manufacturing environments, the top leadership, they're building a culture of information security into their processes. They're continuously driving security awareness, and they're looking at whether it's security, cybercrime, security risks. Those are the largest threat to their business. And anything that they're viewing as really threats to their business is translating not just from cyber or information security risk, but to business risk. We've seen many quotes where cybercrime is the greatest threat to business. So you look at some of the major risks manufacturers face, and this can fall within supply chain and operational disruptions. We've seen complex supply chain compromises that have caused operational disruption. And you've seen very simple, maybe even physical or access supply chain risks that have caused disruption. We see unauthorized access, again, both logical and physical. When we talk about logical, that is through your information management systems or your IT systems, and physical, maybe somebody coming into your facility physically and slowing a production process down, unplugging something that someone has to find. There's all those risks associated with unauthorized access. We look at intellectual property or IP as it's a competitive advantage, but we don't always look at the risk of IP, not just being leaked through some level of a data leak or something else. We don't look at it as so much just a competitive disruption, but we also look at it as what's the reputational cost of IP being leaked or loss of intellectual property. And as you see advancements in manufacturing and we see opportunities for disruption, so many organizations use disruption as competitive advantages, ways to gain efficiencies or better operational systems and controls. You see advancement of smart machines, industrial IoT devices, building and facility systems, temperature controls. As you start to incorporate smart machines or IoT devices into your network and your environment, it increases your attack surface. And many of those attack surfaces are other ways that manufacturing could be at risk for cybersecurity or information security related issues.
Oops, what happened? So what do you need to do to prevent a cyber attack? Don't be fooled into thinking that threat detection and firewall tools with all the bells and whistles are all we need for security protection. There are offensive and defensive strategies that we can implement. And you don't need to have a massive budget to get started with security. Just start with the basics. Conduct security awareness training for employees. Maybe do like a lunch and learn or integrate security training during the yearly benefits rollout. This can be done at almost no cost. Randomly deploy phishing simulations. We saw in the earlier slide that phishing is still on the rise and it continues to be the most common attack vector used. Patch management has always been a key preventative mechanism for identified vulnerabilities. We saw this also in the previous slide that over 50% of security breaches were due to unapplied security patches. Passwords and MFA. We are seeing more breaches due to weak or leaked passwords, SolarWinds 123. Some of my favorite passwords are password, QWERTY, or password 123. For the Colonial Pipeline attack, entry was gained via a legacy VPN system, and that did not have multi-factor authentication. A complex password was in place, but unfortunately the password was discovered as part of leaked passwords on the dark web. So security awareness training, patch management, multi-factor, strong passwords are some key preventative strategies you can start to implement today.
Now we look at implementing effective cyber tools. Notice we say effective cyber tools. As Ria stated, don't be fooled by all of the fancy tools that are out there or that you've purchased a brand new AI-powered firewall that's going to save us all from security risks. There's a lot of basics that we can put in place and that we can build on to improve and that are very effective security tools that we can improve upon our security posture. Starting with knowing your security risks. The best way to get tools to work for you and the best value is to understand your security risks. Know what tool or excuse me, what security risk is going to give you the greatest bang for your buck, and know what tool that you can put in place to help maybe treat that security risk. So we see a couple outlined, and we see networking and awareness. We see effective patching programs to keep infrastructure updated and patched, and cloud-based solutions. So if we looked at examples and you had poor password security, maybe it's deployment of some kind of multi-factor authentication tool to strengthen your password processes. Ria mentioned starting with employee training. You can use this presentation as a kickoff to your employee security awareness training. There's also know before training platforms that are out there. So it doesn't always have to be some purchased tool either. Start with just communicating security to your team. Look at patching programs if we need to force patching on endpoints, meaning laptops, or all the way patching into servers and server environments. Look at maybe deploying a security and configurations management console, something that's a little bit more technical, but it'll help you enforce and know your patching environment. And if there's even storage solutions, you could look at cloud-based solutions, Microsoft Teams, Box, AWS, and others that have security protocols and security controls built into them, all the way from ISO 27001 compliance to FedRAMP High compliance.
So here are some of the top 3 essentials that manufacturers should focus on first to address cybersecurity. Know where to start. Consider conducting a security gap assessment or baseline assessment on your current environment against security standards such as ISO 27001, NIST 800-171, or CMMC. Develop a security plan. So building governance around security ensures that appropriate controls are implemented to help mitigate risks. And of course, train the team. So integrate security into the culture of the organization. And this all starts with commitment and support from top level management.
Thank you, Tony and Ria, and thank you to the U of M EGI for having us today. If you have more questions about information security or cybersecurity, please feel free to reach out to myself, Haley Glass, and we'd love to speak with you more.
I would also like to thank the NSF International team for joining us today in assisting our manufacturers understanding cybersecurity, why it's important, and some of those tools that they should implement as they move in this industry 4.0 direction and begin implementing these digital technologies and digital manufacturing in their own environments. So thank you again. We really appreciate your support in this initiative.